Okay, Russell, my Chaz is here, guys. What's up? I'm gonna be doing my movement tech, like I guess quote unquote advanced stuff, and my essay rotation guide real quick. I know y'all have been asking for it, so sorry it's taking so long. New PC's up and running, so I'm trying to record in good quality now. Okay, getting right into it. Movement stuff. So we have three iframes in pre-awakening. We have flash step, silent step, and we have back step that were bomb. That's basically our whole iframe kit. And then I say in pre-awakening, we don't really have any in awakening, or we don't have any. But we have, we have the double flash, which is just this is just flash step two more times. And we can use all three of these moves in awakening. These two don't take us out of awakening, but this one does take us out of awakening into pre-awakening. And so basic stuff. You have the dash, you have silent step, and you have the back stepper bomb. The best one for pure rifle is gonna be the back stepper bomb. That one will pretty much dodge everything correctly. There are times when I do get hit out of flash step and silent step. It feels like the start and end of it aren't really iframes, and so with how desync works in the game, you're probably gonna get hit out of it. And it's really frustrating, so just be wary of that. And then you can animate. You can once again, if you have shards up, you can dash with flash step again while it's on cooldown, and it will consume a shard. And when you do that kind of a dash instead of an iframe, it is now a super armor, meaning you will get hit. You can be grabbed out of it too. Only when it's on cooldown though. So it's on cooldown here. I can dash again and consume a shard. Works the same way for silent step. It's on cooldown here. I can do it again. It'll consume a shard and it will be an essay that. The way to build shards like this is just to hold W and spam right click. Not a good. I wouldn't recommend doing that on people, but that's just something you can do. You're doing like generic shard building thing. So movement stuff. At the end of a flash step, you can punch with fist to do strength, right? So I dash and I hold left click to punch. That's fist to do strength, right? Now the reason why that's good is because normally it's a bad thing because you probably don't want to hit people with that. It is on damage and it wastes. It's a knockback, so it's kind of a waste because it's like a really bad. The reason why it's good is because of this. When you dash, so I'll start at the end of this thing, right? So I'll dash and land on the rocks, right? I'm at the middle of the rocks, okay? So when I dash and fist to do strength, I go further, right? I go like, I don't know, how 2 meters further, whatever that is, okay? Now, when, as we talked about earlier, when it's on cooldown, flash step, you can then dash again, right? And use a shard and go into super armor. So you can do this. You can dash, punch, and the animation cancel the punch. Basically, I'll get that movement a little bit, like that extra 2 meters, because the punch hadn't landed yet, then I'll animation cancel that with another dash. So it's just ways to use movement tech, I guess, or cancels and animation cancels in our start system to be able to go further when you dash. Just like, it's free movement, right? So why not? It just takes a quick second. Now you can, it's not protected, but if it's just movement concerns, then yeah, I would do that. Going from that, you can also animation cancel that into other moves. So for example, what I do a lot is going to be collision. Twisted collision right here. I do that a lot. So I'll do the same thing where I'll dash, pistol strength, but before the punch comes out, I'll go in collision. Like that. Like, get that extra movement, and then I get the uppercut front of guard. So it's just ways to, like, if you see yourself trying to gap close, and you're like, oh shit, like I'm too far away, because here I can't hit him with this, with certain move, I can do the pistol strength punch to get that little bit of extra oomph, movement, distance, and then I can cancel that with anything. Because like right there, you don't want to punch, because it'll push him away. So that's kind of the point. Now with flash step too, and silent step, there you can do camera tricks, right? So normally flash step goes to here, just like a basic straight dash. You can go backwards with it too, or you can spin around the camera. So I started with that black wisp was, right? I can spin around and right where I was, or I can delay the turn at the last second and go either left or right. And if I go even faster with the camera flick, I can turn right back around. And like at this point, it doesn't matter how I'm facing, because let's say I want to grab, right? I could dash around and grab like that, right? Like once I do the grab move, it'll correct my character's angle to where the camera's facing anyways. It's just ways to maneuver yourself. Same thing works with silent step. Normally you go left or right with it, right? But I can angle myself to where I can start or end where I was, basically. So silent step does that normally, or I can do... You know, it's kind of hard to do a silent step, I guess. But I don't use the silent step one that much. But you can do it like that, and now I'm on this side of the guy. Because on like the highest level of play, I guess you could say, this really ever actually probably happens. But I'm thinking like, oh, they see me silent step this way, like to their right, my left, then I end up right on this side of the guy, right? Like you can do stuff like that. Because the startup will still look like I'm going this way, but it's like, you know, that's just nitpicky stuff. The drawback of backstepper bomb is that while it's the better iframe because I barely get hit out of it, you can't really do any camera trick with it. You can preemptively move the camera a certain way, like so, you know, like you can't spin it at all. But you can preemptively move the camera a certain way. So like I'm facing this guy, and I can turn the camera already ahead of time and then do it, and I'll be behind him this way. But like that's all you can really do, and it's kind of hard to do that on the fly. One more movement trick would be to do crouching wolf backstep. So when you crouching wolf and you hold S, you do a backstep, right? It's pretty simple. You can hop backwards. Well, you can spin the camera before you do it, and you can end up, you know, like this, right? Going at any direction you want. You can go behind the person in that case. You can go to the right. Whatever you need to do, you can turn the camera and hold it that way. A lot of that actually applies to more things too. It's not just crouching wolf. Whoops, I kind of. It's not just crouching wolf. It's any kind of move like that that has a directional input, like a backdash like that. So look at hidden claw, right? S left click is that backstep punch. So you can spin the camera and punch that way, right? Or I can be facing this way and then do this way and go backwards that way too. I mean, I can, you know, like example that I will use this for is this. Like I'll do Rage Hammer, and if he's in front of me, I can spin around and do hidden claw that way to get the float. Like I can do it like that. Or like if I do Rage Hammer or something and they're like to my side, I can spin this way and then turn this way to punch them that way if I'm too far away or something, you know? Like you can do a lot of things with that kind of mechanic, but that is like super technical stuff. Like you don't ever, like you always, or you should always have a different option. Like if your grab is down, that's what I would do, right? I would do that and then spin the camera and go like that. Like if the grab is down, like if I was like, fuck, I got the knockdown, but the grab is down, I'm not able to get anything off, I can do this. But I mean, even that being said, there's still other options you can use. The last thing would be movement wise, would be Q into F, which is collision and nimbus strike. You can turn the camera as you fly. Actually, this isn't the last thing. There's one more thing I can do after this. But yeah, you can turn the camera as you fly. So if I miss the knock up, I can angle my nimbus strike away. That way I don't want to land right next to me. I'm like open target, right? So I can angle it differently. I can do it. I can spin all the way around too, to be honest. It can go all the way backwards too if I need to. Just like waste. I can use the frontal guard toward the enemy and use the escaping move away from them, right? The same thing will apply to Somersault and a Rising Blast. This chain right here. Somersault, you can, you know, it's that into an SA. But I can turn it at the last second and go backwards. So just a way is like, and I would waste the last move because if you do on the second move, you're heading back towards the guy again then. So you want to do 2 hits and turn around. Now, a thing about that is Somersault, the base move is not SA, right? That's not SA, but the Rising Blast combo is. Now, the Rising Blast part, Somersault itself, right, is a float, right? Floating on good hits. Well, the Rising Blast, the first hit is also a float. So what I usually do is I will angle the Somersault part away from somebody, and then I'll turn into them with the Rising Blast part for the float. Now, what's also interesting is that Rising Blast is only 2-second cooldown. So I can still spam Somersault while it's on CD, but I can't get the float off, right? So I can then just do the same thing still because it's like a 4-second cooldown, right? Or 3. So I think it says 3, but I think what it actually means it's 4. It's 3. Okay, never mind. Sorry. So you can actually, you know, continuously do the Rising Blast part even though Somersault's on cooldown still. You can get that float, like whatever it is. The last thing about movement stuff too, I think this is the last at least, it's gonna be dashing and adamantine Adamantine is normally what I was using earlier to charge shards. And what you can do is when you dash into Adamantine, you do a hit backwards, right? Which is kind of cool. The problem with that, though, is that the Adamantine has a frontal guard on it, and it faces this way. So when I dash into that move again, the frontal guard still faces the way I was dashing, right? So it's kind of wonky, because the hit will then be behind me. What you can do is camera tech, right? You can spin around and do the hit this way. But so the frontal guard is going to face this way then. It faces the opposite way when you dash. It's kind of weird. You can delay it for a second and then do it the standard way, but like you have to delay it for a good bit for it to work. I'm rushing it here, but you have to like, and even then, like the iframe on the dash will be out for it to actually be what you want to do. But like right there, I got it right where I'm right on the person. But like, and then that way the front guard was somebody. It's kind of hard, but like that's just movement somebody can do. What I mainly use that for is like, if let's say I do a super armor and they're coming at me, I dash through them and I hit them behind, right? Like I catch them off guard because it's quick. That's kind of the point. Other movement tech is when you do crouching wolf and whatnot, you can hold right click after crouching wolf to go straight into spiral cannon. That's kind of nice. And when you do that, you can you can then keep holding right click to go into assault. So crouching wolf, right click into assault. Or you can do crouching wolf, right click into left click, which will be into endless flight. So crouching wolf, right click into left click for endless flight. But that's probably not that good anymore, so I wouldn't worry about that. Let me check things. Sorry. You can spin with endless or with crosswind the camera. So I can crosswind into that and spin the camera to land next to him and I can go for a grab. You can do that. With the Crimson Fang chain, you can angle the camera different ways. I'm sure that's probably pretty obvious to most people. I'm just going over everything. Knee hammer, you can, that's the basic move. You can spin the camera as you do it, sort of. Works better when it's off cooldown, but kind of spin the camera and go a little bit. You can kind of change direction a little bit, not much. When you do Shift F, Wolf's Frenzy, you can hold S to cancel it. But I didn't hit. So let's say I do that and then I hit the stun, right? I stun the first guy I hit. I can then hold S to cancel it, which is either that way I can run up and debuff them and then try to grab combo, or I can, if I don't stun them, I can cancel out of it to bait them into attacking me. Which a lot of players, once they realize that, like, a lot of good players will know the timing, because you can be hit out of that. It's not a very good move, but it's really good when people are low and they're trying to escape from you. You can catch them really easily with that. But like Maywalls or stuff that know the timing will probably fuck you up. So what I would do is when they aren't expecting it, I will do it, but I'll cancel the movement instantly. And then I can Crimson Fang chain Death Strike, or I can run up and I can dash and grab them while they're, because they'll probably try and Sigma you while you're doing that. But I baited them, so I canceled it, and then I can dash and grab them. One last look through real quick. Sorry. I think that's it for movement. Oh, one more thing I guess for camera tricks is that when you do Rampage Predator into its flow bite off, you can turn the angle of the frontal guard as you're casting it. You can turn it twice. You can cast it with turning it, and then you can turn it again right after you cast it to change the angle of the frontal guard. So it's kind of nice to be able to do that on the fly, but I think that's it for movement stuff. Then go into SA rotations real quick. So in Pre-Awakening, our frontal guards are going to be Adamantine, Crimson Fang, are in our C-swap. So, I mean, those are all, and Collision. Those are all pretty good. And, I mean, I guess if you want to count Wolf's Fang as a frontal guard, you can. Which, you can shoot different angles, and then you can also backstep with Wolf's Fang, too, I guess. I didn't count that one as a backstep thing. So, like, if I do Wolf's Fang, and I stun the guy, I can then backstep and be right next to the guy. But you're probably never going to land that stun. It's pretty hard to land. As a CC, at least. Not hard to land damage. As a CC, it's hard to land stun. So yeah, those are our frontal guards. There's Collision, You have Crimson Fang, and you have Adamantine, and you have C-Swap. Or, I guess, a directional C-Swap. This is going to be a frontal guard. Outside of that, we have 4 super armors in main hand, and 2 in Awakening. I get 3 in Awakening. I'll go Awakening first. We have our Leg Drop plus the Flow. Those are both SAs. We have Echo Spirit, which is just a basic SA. We have Assault, which so you have I guess 3 forms of it. You can call it 3. You have the double jump, you have the standard jump, and you have the spiral cannon into it, which is the fastest way to execute Assault. But you're burning spiral cannon to do it, and I think you go the furthest with spiral cannon into Assault. None of those SAs are lingering. The Assault used to be a lingering SA. The animation's still there, but that's gone now. And so those are our only SAs. The SA on Assault ends as soon as you pretty much land, so you gotta move pretty instantly. Now, going back to main hands, you have 4, I guess 5 if you count Crouching Wolf. Crouching Wolf is going to be an SA. I guess that also applies to Awakening, but I don't really count that as a... Well, I guess that does count as a rotation, right? You have Mass Destruction. Probably one of our best kits, or best move in our kit, excuse me. Very quick, very good. You can also change the angle of it as you go. You spin around. This is why I like Striker over Mystic, because his Mass Destruction is so much cleaner and so much more fluid. You can stop it halfway through, or even like any parts halfway through. You can spin left or right, even hit multiple targets. Pretty nice. Now, when I say lingering SA, in case y'all didn't know this, so certain moves that have SA, they'll have an ending animation like this. The entire time he's doing like this stuff, he's in super armor. So we call that lingering SA. The second I move, like I'll do the whole thing, and the second I move, it cancels it. So that's lingering SA. We have 4 of those in pre-awakening. 2 of them are good, 2 of them are bad. One, I guess not. No, sorry. I guess like 3 of them are better than 1. I guess better to describe it. So Mass Destruction is our best probably SA to use, and it's the longest linger. It's like look at that one more time, right? I did the whole move, both the entire linger over, and there's 1 second left on the cooldown of it again. So I could literally do this, linger it the entire time, wait for it to be almost over, do Crouching Wolf, and then it's up again. No, it's up again. I could do that. Well, I did it faster that time because I have the attack speed buff. But like essentially, I could do that. I could just chain the 2 of those basically. If I happen to get that proc though, I have to throw another move because I'm running out because it goes to the animation too fast. Our other one's gonna be Rage Hammer, Shift Q. So that whole animation going like this is all SA. That's probably actually our best super armor, but it's not a very good CC to use in my opinion. But Rage Hammer is really good, really clean. We then have Knee Hammer into Rock Smash. The Rock Smash itself is SA, lingering, but the Knee Hammer isn't, so it's not very safe. Right, so you gotta be quick on that. And don't be careful of holding right click too long, like I just think you might go into Crimson Fang. Then we also have Somersault and Rising Blast, which I talked about earlier. The Rising Blast end is SA. Now, in a 1v1 sense, stamina is very important to manage, or micromanage, I guess. So, Rage Hammer, Rising Blast, and Knee Hammer Rock Smash all allow you to regen your stamina while you're in it. Mass Destruction does not. Let me burn some stamina real quick. Round. Alright, so I do Mass Destruction. I'm in the SA. See, it's not. I'm not regenning it. When I do Rage Hammer, I'm in SA still. I can regen. Knee Hammer and Rock Smash, I can regen. Somersault, I burn it naturally, but I can regen. So if you're ever in a bind for stamina, try using those SAs. Even if it's not near the person, it's okay, because I can chain them together for the most part, right? And I can regen my stamina, and then when I'm ready to fight again, I can go back in. And like lingering SAs allow you to dictate your speed of the fight, basically. Depending on who you're fighting, right? Fighting a grab class, you don't want to linger as much. But you know, like a Maywall, Musa, any like Sork, any class that doesn't have grabs, you have the opportunity to linger them, depending on their damage, of course. Because like a Musa or a Sork or even a Maywall with high AP can come and chip away at you as you're in the SA. So you gotta be careful of that. But So like, I mean, as far as like what I do, I just kind of know. I kind of innately know what's up and what's not up, right? I can undo this, and then I'll cancel into this. If I need to crouch move, I will backstep into whatever I need to do. Like, there's not really a right or wrong way to rotate your super armors necessarily. I mean, there's ways to do it versus other ones. It's very simple. Just manage your stamina with those moves, and be careful of getting caught using the first part of Somersault or the first part of Knee Hammer into the respective SAs, and it should be fine. I think that's it as far as like rotations go. Careful using mass destruction, because with desync in the game, it's gonna feel like this isn't safe, and it like to the point where I almost think it's not safe. I think it is, but just with how desync works, it feels like it's not. There are a lot of times where I'm like over here starting it, and I'll be grabbed here because of desync, just because the servers are just not very good. So be careful of using that. If that's the case, I would probably try and like almost do mass destruction away from the person, then go back into them. But it's rough, you know. You gotta like almost start it even earlier than you think you should. So, you know, I can do Rage Hammer, Crouching Wolf, Backstep, like, you know, that kind of thing for movement, like I talked about earlier. Combining all this stuff together should help you stay alive longer, at least. I'm not sure about killing people. I have to watch my combo video if you want to kill people like this, but that's my rotation on SAs. The big part is the stamina management. You know, like, don't pace yourself, right? Like, that's the point of the stamina management, is to pace yourself. But don't just, you know, do all your stuff, like, whenever you have it up, and waste all your stamina, and then try and go fight, because when you're out of stamina, like, you can't do your moves and whatnot. So being able to linger like this, like, even if you do Rage Hammer and they get away from you, don't run after them immediately. Wait like 2 or 3 seconds to get that little bit of stamina back. And also, it'll allow your cooldowns to also get, you know, 2 seconds shorter on the cooldown. Like, it's, you know, just pace yourself, and it should be a lot better. That's all I got today, so thanks for watching. I hope this helps most of you guys. Catch you on the next video. It'll be probably, I guess that's it, actually. So I think what's next, I'm going to try and do, like, a little montage of stuff. VP, I think. So I'm working on that next. You know, if y'all want to come watch me on my Twitch, you can. Twitch.tv/WrestleMyChazzy. Same thing as my YouTube channel. I got a Discord too. I'll put a post in the link. That should help y'all for the most part of this video. I know y'all been asking for it. So sorry again for the long wait time. But all right, catch you on the next video, guys. See you later.